I'm actually working on something for Paul Dozier Z's Zombie 13, but it was dragging on a bit and I opted to take a break. So I left the computer and went outside and did some yard work and played ball with my grandkid. Just kidding, I ripped through a quick demo on Steam. Like, really quick. Finished it in 10-ish minutes. Then I bought the full game, and one of the most effective examples of the first hit is free I've encountered in a while. Everyone probably already knows about this one. It came out in October, but I missed it because it slid under a Steam tag that I have very deliberately blocked for reasons. The elevator pitch would be, it's an anime roguelike spaceship rail shooter, which is disingenuous. It's Star Fox. That's it. It is Star Fox. Specifically, it's a game for people like me who think Star Fox, mostly this one, is great. But as society continues its moral decay, find the concept of anthropomorphic animals increasingly distasteful, especially when they say things like,
"The enemy's coming from behind. You've got an enemy on your tail."
What? Is that all you got?
"I'll do you fast, peppy old pal."
So this game is Star Fox wearing the rather pretentious suit of a melodramatic anime war tragedy with a po-faced waifu protagonist instead of a furry. And you know what? That is perfectly alright by me. It also artificially inflates the replay value by tracking your score and being a roguelite. The game leans heavily into a scanline VHS filter that still hits my pleasure centers but could rapidly be overdone. In my library, I think the last thing I played that felt similar was Galaxy. I finished one very quick playthrough, choosing apparently the incorrect route down the branching path, which recorded a probably mediocre number on a public scoreboard somewhere, and unlocked 2 proper upgrades out of about a butcher's baker's dozen, colloquially known as a really gross, and also unlocked every single cosmetic, which was pleasant to see. I should note that the developers do know their audience. Our protagonist Nadia is a resigned, war-weary young woman cargo pilot who is also amazingly good at blowing things up. And the only other characters I interacted with was the gruff, pragmatic, yet concerned old soldier and the clinical scientist lady. You zoom along, more than occasionally having to
Do a barrel roll.
and accruing weapon upgrades that blow off if you die. When you hit the branching path on about the 3rd level, Soldier McGruff recommends the safer tactical approach of blowing up the enemy's manufacturing capabilities. Science Lady recommends a dangerously bold frontal assault on the enemy fleet, and Nadia suicidally suggests doing both. And not the go out in a blaze of glory sort of suicide, but the suffocate in the cold vacuum of space suicide, because if she goes that route, the ship doesn't have enough juice to get her home. Given the game's overall tone, that was probably the correct way to go. I went the safe route because I was just on a break and blitzed through in a few minutes on normal, the middle of like 7 difficulties, only to learn the enemy flagship or whatever wasn't where they thought it would be, and Nadia would have to use the ship's last jump to come back, accomplishing little to nothing, which given the somber cutscene music and frankly stellar voice acting was far more bleak and disheartening than I would have expected out of a game that just had me arcade-splode several hundred ships and mechs with laser beams and the rainbow energy coruscating off of my wingtips while a surrogate Malmsteen shredded along in the background. The intent, of course, is to grab some upgrades and try again. If I had a complaint, it would be actually dying, losing all 3 ships on a level. It doesn't just give you a game over, it plays you a little death vignette and restarts the game. Back to developer splash screen and intro cutscene, which means it takes a long second to get to the continue button, which feels like a punishment from a game that is otherwise very fast-paced with its rewards. So y'all probably already knew about this game and knew it was good, but here's my 2 cents. I also finally picked up Elite Dangerous in the winter sale, and talk about a relationship commitment. I'll probably play this more. Jesus loves y'all. Thanks for watching.